damn thumbnail up. I'll do it later. Anyway, BBN Jack Frost, what's up, party people? How's everybody doing? I'm hoping everybody's having a beautiful day. Oh shit, I forgot my wallet. I'm gonna have a police interaction in a moment. So I gotta go back, make sure I got my ID on me. There's like a situation happened. I don't know. If I feel like talking about it, we'll talk about it. But let's talk about this Trump shit real quick. I got a couple of things to say. The first is this, and I want to be clear about this. And this is not a knock. Once again, I'm really ever really going after the people who voted. Because that's not what it's about. A lot of people was just tricked, into believing the things that the Democrats is talking about. A lot of people, I lived a real long time being a Democratic supporter myself. You understand? So I get it. And I'm not angry at most of the people who, who just voted different. Now the people who are out here doing weirdo shit, yeah, I got a little beef with them. But I want to say something real quick, and I want to be clear. I got a couple of things I want to say, and I want to be clear. So the first couple of days of his presidency, I don't even think he went 3 damn days. He went and found like 40,000 kids. I want to know, how are y'all mad at him? And this is why I will forever believe that the elected Democratic officials are 100% a part of the trafficking ring. The elected Democratic officials, I will forever believe this. I don't care what happens after this, unless certifiable proof comes out that they aren't, each one individually. I will always believe that these elected Democratic officials are actually part of the cabal that's trafficking. Give me 1 second. Oh shoot! I can get my mic. Get back to the house. Yeah, picked up my mic while I walk back into the house. Let's get this started. So I want to say something, and I want to be clear about this. I don't want there to be no misunderstanding. No misunderstanding. I don't want there to be no misunderstanding. The first thing I'm going to say is Jesus is king. All right? Jesus is king. If you are a political candidate of any kind and you have an agenda that goes against the Bible and goes against God, I am against you, period. I don't want to discuss anything. I don't want to go back and forth with you. I don't want to, there's not a topic of discussion for me. If you're trying to sex change children, you're against God. I'm against you. Like that. It's that simple. So I'm saying all that to say this. Because of what they're finding out right now in the USAID and all of the Democratic corruption that's going on, literally, the individuals that's still out here yelling and screaming, we should have, down with Trump, up with Kamala Harris. Y'all are literally promoting corruption in the government that's using that corruption to dismantle your life. You are not on the right side of this conversation. I'm going to say this again. You are not on the right side of this conversation. They're finding so much, and I got something to say about Maxine Waters in a second. They're finding so much corruption that Elon Musk has decided he's going to spend $40 million on Super Bowl ads so he can put all of the freaking corruption on the biggest show of the year. There is no show bigger than the fucking Super Bowl. know how much it costs for a minute of ad space? Anyway, that's neither. I don't even think they do ad space by the minute at the Super Bowl. I think they do it by the 30 seconds. Just so we can be clear. I think it's like by the 30 seconds or by like the 10 seconds or something like that. Like it's by a whole different scale because it costs so much to promote on the platform. So he's going to spend $40 million in order to buy 4 ad spaces. I'm guessing 10 million a piece. And then, so us as the public could know what the government has been doing with our money. And so this is the question I have. I can understand why the elected Democratic officials don't want us to find out what they've been doing with our money. Because somebody please explain to me why the voting public don't want to know what the government is doing with our tax money. Because somebody explain that shit to me. I get it. I 100% get it. The elected officials who have been up to no good don't want these organizations to be audited. I get it. But I need for somebody to explain to me why the voters don't want to know where the tax money is going. And this is what I mean by, I try my hardest not to be disrespectful. So do y'all remember when I told y'all, give it 6-7 months, and after 6-7 months, we're going to see where everything is at? Remember when I told y'all that? Y'all thought I was joking, right? Y'all thought I was joking, right? Imagine you going out there in the world finding, I don't know, what was it, like 60,000 or 80,000 missing kids and people hating you because of it. Imagine that. Imagine that. You go out there, you find 60 to 70, I think they said 80,000 missing children. Wowzers, what the fuck happened over there? So, this is going on. I'm not sure what that's about. Oh, I thought I turned the camera around. So this is going on. I'm not sure what that is about. But that is the store that the dude said, oh, y'all don't know about this. Some dude said he was going to kill me. So I told him I'll be out here at 2 o'clock. I told him to meet me there, but the police here. So he's, I told him to meet me here, but the police here. So I don't know what's going on over there. I don't got the slightest idea, but shout out to them doing their job. I'm never against the police. Shout out to them doing their job. I'm not sure what happened though. Damn. They arresting somebody. Coney Island shit. I back up the camera some so there's a little bit less shake. Coney Island shit. Sheesh. Hope everything's okay. Maybe they got the wrong guy. What the fuck do I know? Oh, you talking about when he get locked up, they gonna take his mark clear. We don't even know who this guy is. He probably got like, probably got pulled. We don't know who he is. I tell you one thing, I think he's smart for not resisting, whether he's innocent and or guilty. Y'all gotta stop doing that shit. That resistance shit make everything worse. So as far as that concerned, that was smart. So I don't know I hope everything okay with dude. But at least he's not resisting, because once you resist, that shit, everything get worse. I don't feel no way about people being locked up and or not locked up. I like our streets to be safe, and I also understand that there was times that I was arrested, and even though I was innocent and I wasn't, they needed to go through a process. So sometimes you got to take it as it is, man. There's been times I was arrested completely innocent, didn't do anything, but now being older, I understand that if we didn't go through that process, then you don't know what might have happened. You feel me? So that type of time. In any regard, fuck it. Well, whatever was gonna happen ain't gonna happen now. I'm gonna get back home. Better back home. I don't know what to tell you. In any regard, fuck it. I'll stay outside some. Well, not as much as it helped me become a better person or anything like that. I mean, I'm a pretty decent individual, always have been. I've been praying to God since I've been like 4 or 5 years old on my own. You feel me? So that's always been the type of person I am. But what happened was it put life into perspective for me. You know, it put the world into perspective for me. And when it put life and the world into perspective for me, then I started becoming more of a man. What's up, my brother? You get it? So it put life in perspective for me. Made me be more of a man. Yeah, so I don't know what happened. So for everybody that don't know, I was online today and there was some dude that said he was gonna have a nigga kill me. And apparently they were supposed to pull up to this store to do it. So it's kind of weird that happened. Also, there's a lot of violence and danger out here in Coney Island, and you know, some stuff has happened recently. So there's no telling why that guy got arrested. Maybe they got the wrong guy. Who knows, right? All right. So let's stay in what we're talking about. So let's get back to the Trump thing. So I want to be clear about this. I don't want there to be no misunderstanding. Yeah, pulled up, nigga. Why do y'all keep believing these weirdos when they be talking crazy about me, fam? I'm just a nice guy. That's it. I'm just a nice guy. I'm not no sucker. I'm not no punk. I'm none of that shit. I'm just a nice guy. That's it. I like doing good deeds. I like being kind to people. That's just me. I wish I lived somewhere else so I could do more good deeds and be more kind to people. But fuck it. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Why do you think I spend all my time at the local community center and at the church? That's the only places I could go and go do good deeds. Anytime I try to go do good deeds somewhere else, all types of different problems happen. I could go to the local community center and do God's work, and I could go to the church and do God's work. So that's where I go.
Oh, yeah. There's only one way to solve that. One way.
Move.
There you go.
See? This guy wants me to move.
I moved the DA. I love it.
Copy. I'm not moving, fam. So appreciate you. I'm gonna get back to my show. Yeah. Thank you. Have a blessed day. I ain't mean to be rude or nothing, but I haven't did a live in a long time. I wanted to spend some time with y'all. So with that being said, yeah, I'm trying to tell you, he's probably part of those people stalking me. He's one of them. I promise you he is. Yeah, when you got people stalking you, you always going to be into some shit, fam. I don't even talk to nobody. I don't talk to nobody. I don't go around nobody. If this not the local church or the community center, I'm not hanging out with you. Like, I'm just telling what it is. I'm out here trying to do God's work, man. I don't know what anybody else trying to do. Let's get back to the conversation we having though. So I want to be clear about this. The USAID has proven that there's corruption in the government. Now, I don't think the corruption is all Democrats. I think it's just corruption. I think that there's Democrats that's involved. I think that there's Republicans that's involved. I think that there's just people that's involved. So I want to explain to you what's actually going on and why the people that's angry is angry. So A lot of people don't know how the Constitution works. They don't know how our three branches of government work, or none of that. I'm going to give you a real quick breakdown of the executive branch. So the president has a couple of things that he can do. One of the things that the president can do is, what up, Tiny? One of the things that presidents can do, just so we can be clear, is they can open up different offices to do different things for their particular branch. There's three branches, as everybody know: the legislative, Congress, pardon me, the executive, Congress, and the courts, right? So one of the president's abilities is he can open up different, inside of the executive branch, he can open up different offices or different branches or different how do you say, uh organizations or whatever, to do things. Now, when, let's say, a president in the 1970s created some kind of organization of some kind of thing, right? And then he's not in office no more, that thing doesn't go away. It still exists. The people that he hired still got jobs. The branch that he opened, it still exists. So the thing that Donald Trump is fighting against is all of those branches that came before his presidency, that these people aren't elected. These people are given their position by three presidents ago, gave that person their position. Now they feel like this is a lifetime. They feel like they're gonna have this for life. They're the director of Blase Blah, and they're gonna be the director of Blase Blah forever. And this is how they feel. But the problem is, when that's the reality, these people aren't held to any kind of standard where they then have to conduct themselves and do things the right way. Because now there's no need. They're never going to be fired. There's no one auditing them. There's no nothing. You understand? There's no nothing. So now, if you pay attention to what is being audited, a lot of the branches that's being audited are branches that was created by the executive branch, like the IRS. They're being audited. So all of these places that you see being audited, at least a majority of them, was created by the executive branch, in which the president is in charge of. So when these people are going crazy, talking about he's trying to mess up the school board, what you have to think to yourself is, why would all of those Congress people go down to the Board of Ed building all on the same day and want to go inside? And what were they trying to do? For the people that don't know, morning. For the people that don't know, the Board of Ed didn't let any of their workers in. None of the workers was allowed to go into the building. They've been shut down, basically. Trump plans on removing them, and I think that's a good idea. I think that our school systems should be controlled by the state, not by the government. And the reason for this is, you need to learn different things in New York than you need to learn in Iowa. In Iowa, maybe there's a bigger focus on farming. Maybe there's a bigger focus on rural life. Maybe there's a bigger focus on learning about agriculture or something. Whereas in New York, the concrete jungle, that wouldn't be a focus. You understand what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? So I think that that's a good thing. I think that the states should be in charge of the curriculum. Also, when you make the government in charge of the curriculum, you have a big issue like what we have now, like with the regents and things like that. You have a standardized test. So now the teachers, they can't teach. All the teachers is doing is making sure that these students can pass a standardized test. That's it. There's no education involved. It's all you. I forgot to charge this thing. When you're memorizing things, in contrast with knowing how to learn, because knowing how to learn is more important than memorization. A big problem our kids have nowadays is that they're not teaching them how to learn. There's not enough time in the day. There's a reason why we spend the most on our kids' schooling per capita, per student on the planet, and we have like the hundreds and something smartest kids. Like, we're supposed to be the top nation, but all these other over 100 nations have smarter kids than us. Well, y'all still busy running around talking about America's the shit. But everybody else got smarter kids than us. You just gotta throw stuff out there like that. Democrats is losing it. They trying to get into the border ed. They trying to stop Trump from cutting off all of these different branches of organizations that they was busy getting, money from. They was using these things as slush funds, man. How the hell? Somebody tell me what Chelsea Clinton does that she deserves to get $84 million of taxpayer money. Just tell me. She got $84 million of taxpayer money. And people are more angry at stupid shit like a tweet that Trump put out than they are that the government just spent $84 million of our taxpayers' money to give to some chick that has never worked in the government as far as I know. Explain that shit to me. A lot of this has to do that us as black people, we think we don't have no choice but to vote Democrat. Now I'm going to explain something to you. You want to know what the slave masters were saying when they was told that they had to free their slaves? They said, who's going to pick the cotton? They said, who's gonna till the fields? They said, who's going to go do all of that work that we don't want to go do? That's what they said, and it's documented. Now, what is the Democrats saying about the illegals and why we should not let the illegals leave the country? They're literally saying the same exact thing. Literally. You know how I'm always talking about going to heaven? And you know how I'm always saying be mindful who you vote for? Because when you vote, you tell God where your heart is. Be mindful who you vote for. I grew up in the Bronx. The majority of my friends had illegals for parents or uncles or aunts or whatever the hell. A lot of these people were good people. So I am in no way, what's up, my brother? So I am in no way trying to denigrate, speak down to debase any illegal. What I'm saying is this. I also know people who came into this country the right way and fought for years. Couldn't see their families in some cases. 3-4 years, couldn't see their wife, couldn't see their kids. While they came over here and got everything straight and then went and got them and pulled them over here. What about them? What about them? What about all the people that did it the right way? What about them? What about them? What about all the people that came over to America to try to figure out a way to make a way for their family, and then they lost people? People passed away in their old country and they never was able to see them again because they was trying to make a better future for their kids and their wife. What about them? What about them? Everybody wants to focus on the illegals that come here and commit crimes. I don't think that's fair. I don't want to call them illegals. Those are criminals. They just happen to be here legally. They're not illegals. They're criminals. Treat them accordingly. you notice on this page, we never talk about how illegals commit crimes. That's not something I really talk about. Because I don't consider you an illegal if you commit crimes. You're just a criminal who does happen to be here legally. You wasn't trying to make a better life. You wasn't trying to do anything worth doing. You just was committing crimes in your old country and then you came to this one and continued. That's it. Now, with all of that being said, yes, I do want them to remove the illegals. So I'm going to tell you a story about something that I saw on the Instagram today that I thought was interesting. A black man, young black man, looked like he could be in his late 20s, early 30s. He's on Instagram and he's like, I posted it on the page. He's on Instagram and he's busy basically saying, like thanking, like very happy. He's exuberant. He wants to share his good news. He says like, yo, I used to do Uber. You know, I guess people consider that like not having a job. I don't. Uber's a job in any regard. He said that, you know, he didn't want to do that no more. I guess the money wasn't right or whatever. And he just happened to show up to a construction site and he got hired right at that moment. And he was so happy and he was cheering. He was so happy about this. That's why I want them going. Uh-oh, got somebody that's about to try to come solve the situation. That's why I want them going. Because there are people here doing it the right way, whether they're a natural born citizen or whether they came here and got citizenized. I don't know how to say that shit. In any regard, there are people who are doing it the right way. I'm tired of people doing it the right way, having all of the worst things happening to them. But the people that's out here doing all of the crimes, the people that's out here doing all of the terrible behavior, the people that's out here that's just terrible effing people, y'all want it to be easy for them. Now, I'm not saying illegals are terrible people, but what I'm saying is that there's a lot of people that's doing it the right way, and y'all don't want to stick up for them. You know how insane it is to say that you're not going to hire some dude to be a pilot? Because even though he's the most qualified person there, he's white. So we got to hire a black person. We don't have enough black pilots. Not, we got to work on training these people better so we can then organically have a diverse group of people. I want y'all to tell me the last time y'all saw a coach draw up a play for a guy that can't shoot a jump shot in the last 3 seconds. I want to know the last time you saw that. Last 3 seconds of the game. Coach trying to win. You're down 2 points. Down 3 points. F it. The coach draws up a play for somebody to shoot it. And the person he draws up to shoot it is the third center off the bench. He's only played 6 minutes, and this is the 70th game of the season. They needed to make the playoffs. Explain to me how this happens. Explain to me when this happens. It doesn't. What's up, my brother? Because people should get what they get based off of merit. You know, somebody argued with me too. They were so mad at that guy for getting a job. Black man. Black man was so mad at that other black man for getting a job. Shit is crazy. That's why I never want to hear about racism. I don't want to hear about how this person is racist, that person is racist. Racism absolutely exists. There's a ton of racists out here, but we do worse to our people than anybody else. We treat our people the worst. We speak about our people the worst. It's like we have no heart for our own people. While every other people out here is that you don't even got to know them. They ready to die for strangers. Y'all just both from the same country. Niggas be ready for real. But our own people, so I never want to hear about racism. And this is why you don't never really hear me talk about racism or anything. It's not really a conversation for me to have. If I'm thinking about the betterment of our people, first and foremost, I'm going to be discussing how we're going to treat each other better. First and foremost, I'm going to talk about how we're going to build up our community. One of the last things I'm going to think about is effing racism. Because if we treated each other better, if we loved one another, if we decided to get out of each other's way, there'd be so much room for improvement in our communities. But that doesn't happen because people don't want to get out of other people's way. People don't want to treat people with respect. People don't want to treat people lovingly. Everybody wants to be a bad, tough guy, and everybody's tough, and everybody's a fighter, and everybody's a killer. I'm a social media guy, fam. Once you start talking crazy to me, I'm just calling the police. You know how many content creators are in prison right now because they argue with some dude online and then went and lined them up?
You want a second, sir?
Yeah. Take your time. You know how many people? Online. You know how many, pardon me, you know how many content creators in prison and dead because they argue with some weirdo online? So now, you come argue with me, fam, you're going to go talk to the police. I ain't got time for this. Had a dude trying to argue with me today. Right? First, the nigga talking about he wanted to fight me. I don't want to fight the guy, but I called his bluff. All right, whatever. Let's fight. And then he goes from wanting to fight me to now he's going to go call some people to come kill me. And then he called me a pussy. Y'all got it backwards, fam. Y'all dudes, there's too many suckers out here. Y'all go create a situation with somebody, create an argument, create some kind of bullshit, and then you become the victim. Now all of a sudden, you're the victim. People be suckers, man. Better stay up. Better stay up. Nigga was like, yo, I know people in your hood. I get you fixed. I was like, all right, I'll be outside at 2 o'clock. Check the time. Thank you. Have a blessed day. Dude said, I'm gonna get somebody for no reason. Why? For nothing. It wasn't even a reason. Yeah. All right, chilling. How you doing today? I saw you helping the moms. Let's go. Yeah, I ain't. Later. Yeah, these was weirdos, man. Niggas started a whole argument with me, wanted to fight me over nothing. Wanted to fight me over nothing. Over nothing. Because he was wrong about some shit. Because I was cheering on a black man for getting a job. And he was mad. Because I was cheering on a black man, another black man, because he got a job. And he was happy. It was weirdos, man. And I'm going to keep cheering for black people. I'm going to keep cheering for everybody when they do great things. But I'm absolutely going to keep cheering for my own when they out here doing great things. I don't care what anybody say about it. I don't care. I don't care how you feel about it. That type of time. Yeah. That type of time. I don't even care. Don't care how you feel about it. When my people when I see anyone doing good, I want to cheer for them. But that's just like who I am as a person. I just like cheering for people. It's fun in any regard. So, yeah, so I went out there. I was like, fuck it. Fuck that guy. I'm trying to tell you, man. I'm not out here to argue with you. I'm not out here to do nothing with you, fam. You leave me alone, I'm gonna leave you alone. I don't want no problem. I don't want no smoke with nobody. I don't want nothing with nobody, fam. You come, you threaten me, I promise you, it's not gonna come out the way you want. Because I don't want no problems. You understand? See, that's the part y'all don't get. I don't want no problems. In any regard, the dude that they arrested, they threw a bag in the back seat, a book bag. He better hope he ain't had nothing on him, fam. Because what is a gun nowadays? That's 5 years. How many years they give you for each bullet? 1 or 3? Something like that, right? I forget how many years they give you for each bullet in the gun. I haven't walked over to our basketball court in a dumb long time. I'm just gonna go look, because I see all of these kids outside with a basketball. It's cold out here. What y'all doing with fucking basketballs? Pardon me, but I'm gonna walk over there. I haven't been to this park in a long time. So for everybody that don't know, I live in a gated community, and like one of our entrances have been closed off. One of our entrances, they like renovating it or whatever the case gotta be. And that's the side where the basketball park is, where the basketball courts is. So I haven't been over here in like months. There's literally no other reason for me to walk over here, really. So, months. Yeah, man. I want to know what y'all think about Trump, though, man. Do y'all like what he's doing? Do y'all hate what he's doing? I think he's doing... I'm going to tell you why I think what he's doing is right. Because all of the politicians are in the fucking uproar, fam. They're all angry over nothing. Why can't he audit the IRS? That don't even make sense. How you doing? Chilling. Have a good day. Like, that don't even make sense. You want to know what they really pissed off about? So there is a rule. I don't know if you call it a rule, a law, a statute. I don't know what you call it. But basically what it says is that, and this is what I think is really happening. Listen, pay attention. There's only 20 of us in here, but listen, this is something. There's a rule or statute, something like that, that basically say that government organizations don't have to be truthful about their spending. I forgot what it is. I tried to screenshot the video, or I think I saved it, or I tried to screenshot it. I saw it on Instagram, but when I tried to screenshot and save, you know how sometimes Instagram just flips for no reason. It just refreshes your page. It did that stupid shit. So there's basically a statute or something in the books that basically says that government organizations do not have to be truthful about their finances and what they're doing with the money. They can lie to you. They don't gotta. Why does that look like that? Oh, I just haven't been here in a long time. They can lie to you. They don't have to tell the truth. So what I believe is happening, pay attention. Don't be surprised when this comes out. So what I believe is happening is actually this. We're going to find out that a lot of previous budgets that had came out were actually false and misleading. Besides finding out where they're spending all of our money at, where they're not supposed to be spending it at, we're going to find out that a lot of these agencies that exist only exist so they can like hire their friends and family. I promise you this is what we're going to find out. I promise you. I promise you. This is what we're going to find out. Man, she's cute. I always wonder if she got a husband. Watch, this is what we're gonna. Oh, shit, that's a dumb laugh. I have no fucking control over my voice. In any regard, I think I was just whispering. I'm a terrible whisperer. Too much of the things I do is funny to me. In any regard, so yeah. So they're gonna find out where they're spending the money at. And I believe that one of the biggest issues that's going to come out is you're going to find out that a lot of this money that's coming from the Board of Ed, a lot of this money that's coming from like defense contractors and whatnot, they're in the executive. Yep, the president created the Board of Ed. When the Board of Ed was created, I think it was like in 1960 something, that was created from the executive branch. So 100% Donald Trump can close the fucking doors and say nobody could come inside. Our biggest problem in America is most people don't even know how America works. They don't know how, they don't know. They needs to, so I saw online the other day, somebody was like, Vivek Ramaswamy has said something about in order to be a politician, you should be able to pass like a civics exam, like the ones that that immigrants are given when they come here in order to be able to become naturalized citizens. And then I saw somewhere where somebody, let me put it over there. That's local, right? And then I heard somebody say, well, they teach civics already. What is he talking about? I didn't learn civics in school. When I was in school, they didn't teach us civics, so I don't know what you're talking about, fam. I'm not saying that they don't teach civics in whatever school you're at or you went to. What I'm saying is, in the schools I went to, they never taught civics. They taught social studies. Social studies is what they put in place of civics so that we don't learn how the government works. All social studies is the history that they want us to believe happened. Civics is us learning how our government work. It's not the same thing. But social studies replaced civics. Go check it out, fam. I don't got to lie to you. Sometimes I just don't be telling people stuff because I'm getting tired of people not knowing something, but so they think I'm lying because they don't know. So because you uneducated, that means I don't know what I'm talking about. So it's a frustrating thing to have to deal with. So I say all that to say this. I want social studies kicked out the door. I don't want social studies taught. Because the more I find out about American history, the more I find out that a lot of the things that they taught us is lies. How many of y'all literally believe that the Republicans were the ones that was fighting against freeing the slaves? A lot of y'all believe that. I bet you right now, if you go to any child under the age of 14 or 15 years old, they're going to believe that have an understanding of the Civil War and slavery. They're going to believe it was the Republicans. It was the Democrats. Now I'm about to say something extra wild. Why do the Democrats still basically push the same exact policies that they were pushing in that time? So I'm going to tell y'all a little story. Y'all know why President Lincoln was actually assassinated, Abraham Lincoln? Allegedly, it was because he wanted to free the slaves. But in reality, he was assassinated because he was fighting against the banks of the world banks. So there was a world bank that actually wanted to be the bank for America. And Lincoln was against it. He didn't want it to happen because he wanted us to keep our national reserve. Keep up. So what happened was, those world banks, they went to the people in the South. They offered the South basically a similar to same deal. That's when the Civil War started. Caught up yet? So we're going to be honest, who was the people that had the slaves? The Democrats. Do you get it? The Democrats are doing the same thing today that they were doing back then. Trying to keep black people in slavery. You're going to say I'm lying. I don't know what I'm talking about, right? Sometimes I just walk off to give people an opportunity to have their own thoughts before I come back and I hit them with the next line. If you do it just right, people feel like you know what they were thinking. So you don't believe the Democrats currently have us in slavery? Then why do 90% of black people feel like they have no choice but to vote Democrat if they vote? Why do most black people, even when they disagree with Democrats, they feel like they can't tell anybody and they have to keep it to themselves and be quiet? So when you're trying to escape the plantation, you can't tell nobody. They're going to snitch on you. Let's talk about Maxine Waters for a second. My phone is about to die. I know I'm right here. I could just charge it, but I'm not. Let's talk about Maxine Waters for a second, and I'm going to let y'all go. That woman is the worst type of person. I don't think I've ever heard her speak a kind word. I think every single time I ever hear Maxine Waters talk, it's in some kind of venomous tone. God says that he likes when we use kind words. He actually says he prefers that we use kind words. He actually says that we are supposed to use kind words. So when I come across an individual, especially an individual that's a little bit older, and let's just be honest, you can't use kind words in all instances, and just so we could even for more honesty, factual, just to speak factually, none of us are perfect. So just because a person has a moment or two within outside of themselves, and they might do and or say something that's not the norm, we have to be kind of understanding of that, because we're human and we make mistakes. But you know which old people I prefer? These two. The one where they don't like what you're saying and they just say, you know what, I'm not even gonna talk. I'm just gonna let this person be a fool. I fucks with them. You know what others I fucks with? The ones where you're just being a fool and they're just kindly, nicely insulting you. I fucks with them too. We're supposed to be the example. I'm going to say this again. We are supposed to be the example. The older you get, the more you're supposed to be an example for the people that's going to come after you. I think Maxine Waters is a terrible individual. I think that all of that energy we need to get out of our politics. I think her, that Crockett chick, and about 20 rest of them need to all go. I think that Kamala Harris made black women look bad. I think she made black women look uneducated. Imagine the Democratic Party constantly calling Donald Trump slow, stupid, and everything else like he has some kind of diminished mental capacity, but neither one of their candidates that they say are just sharp as a tack could beat him in a debate. Explain that shit to me. Unlike most, I just don't believe it because you said it. I also don't disbelieve it because I don't know it. Be mindful, y'all. I'm going to let y'all go. We haven't did a live in a long time. I might do another live tomorrow. I don't know. We haven't did a live in a while. Uh, everybody enjoy your day. Super Bowl tomorrow. Maybe I go live for like a couple of minutes during or tomorrow, not during the Super Bowl, but tomorrow. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Go out in the world, do something worth doing, and stamp God's name on it, man. There's a lot of people out here that they hate God. They can't just say they hate God though. So what they do is they try to do everything in their power to get you to go against God's will. Stay vigilant. I'm out.